At 5:30 a.m. on the 27th of September 2025, a Russian commander spots an old UAZ van creeping near his base in Melitopol. Annoyed, he orders a patrol to check it out. It becomes the most disastrous decision of his career because this is how a flawless trap begins. That drone depot isn't just any structure. It's the core of the Lancet drone campaign that has been tormenting Ukrainian forces for weeks. That's why it's protected by a 6-mile electronic bubble that jams any incoming drone signal. But the commander doesn't realize the UAZ is just bait. He doesn't know his patrol is speeding toward a 15-pound anti-tank mine freshly planted beneath the road. Less than 300 yards away, inside an abandoned warehouse, the real weapon waits a heavy Baba Yaga drone powered up, silently watching, waiting for the Russians to spring their own trap. At 5:33 a.m., the patrol truck the commander dispatched 3 minutes earlier barrels down the dark street toward destiny. The Ukrainian operatives have just completed their high-risk delivery. The 15-pound TM-62 mine is buried and armed. 4 FPV drones are hidden inside the warehouse beside the Baba Yaga. Their mission is nearly finished when a scrambled transmission cuts through on the hacked Russian radio frequency. The patrol isn't just coming. It's 30 seconds away. The truck is being guided by a buried Rebi 1000 vibration sensor that detected the van's movement near the Russian command post. There's no time to escape now. The UAZ van must serve as their final alibi. The 3 HER operatives move with cold precision, knowing every second counts. They abandon the van, leaving it parked awkwardly with both doors open. The empty sacks used to carry the mine are buried under potato bags. The crates that once held the drones, still stinking of rotten fish used as camouflage, are left in the back. Then they melt into a shadowed alley 50 yards away, as the patrol's headlights slice through the dark. For 10 seconds, the Russians inspect the van. The overpowering stench convinces them it's just a fisherman's junk. Irritated and seeing no threat, the patrol leader radios back to base. False alarm, just a derelict, returning. The operatives have survived, but their escape isn't clean. When they activate the Starlink controller, it emits a tiny 0.3-second electronic ping. It's microscopic, but on a Russian SIGINT display, that ping appears as a faint ghost. The patrol may have left, but the base is now on full alert. The bear is awake and suspicious. At 5:38 a.m., the Russian commander, unnerved by the anomaly, gives a new order. Move the depot now. A $2 million depot vehicle loaded with a deadly Lancet drone arsenal rolls out of the gate flanked by 7 infantrymen. It's heading away from the mined intersection. The entire Ukrainian plan is about to collapse before it even starts. From their hideout 300 yards away, the HER operatives watch their prize slipping away. They have one chance to pull it back. The operative acting as pilot launches 2 FPV bait drones from the warehouse. Instantly, the signal feed erupts in static the Jadal jammer has activated, flooding the 2.4 GHz spectrum. The pilot's video flickers and tears apart, but that's exactly what they planned for. These FPVs aren't hiding, they're broadcasting a fake electronic identity. The spoofed signal of a Russian Lancet drone on the enemy's own EW console. The deception is perfect. It transmits a valid IFF code but flies erratically, glitching across the radar as if it's suffering a digital seizure. To the Russian operator, it looks like a friendly drone gone haywire. Thinking it's a malfunction, he hits it with a concentrated jamming beam. On his screen, the false signal vanishes. He reports a successful kill, a textbook electronic warfare victory, or so he believes. To seal the illusion, a 3rd Ukrainian operative hidden nearby lights the mission's cheapest but smartest decoy, a $5 firework. It shoots into the side of a rusted truck 100 yards from the intersection, bursting in sparks and smoke, the perfect image of a drone crash. This is the moment Ukrainian intelligence had banked everything on. From a secure bunker miles away, the commander watches the EW console and sees exactly what he expects. His multi-million-dollar jammer has just knocked a primitive drone from the sky. To him, it's not a mystery, it's proof his equipment works and proof of Russian superiority. Recovering the wreckage isn't a routine task, it's a trophy run. Arrogant and eager to inspect the malfunctioning drone, the Russian commander makes a fatal choice. He orders his convoy to divert and head straight for the crash site to secure the debris. The $2 million depot truck turns and comes to a perfect stop, its front wheel, now less than a foot from the TM-62 pressure plate. The bait has worked flawlessly. Yet the fake crash has also drawn the ground patrol in. They begin sweeping the warehouses with thermal optics. The HUR team is directly in the patrol's path and has less than 30 seconds before their heat signature betrays them. At 5:42 a.m., the Russian soldiers are 25 seconds away from discovering the hiding spot. From the alley, the Ukrainian operator sends a single encrypted command over the Starlink link. This is the signal the Baba Yaga has been waiting for. It doesn't fire a missile or drop a bomb. Instead, a low-power laser pulses once and instantly detonates the TM-62 from 300 yards away. The result is a 500 degrees flash of physics. 15 pounds of high explosive perform brutal mechanical surgery. The blast tears through the front axle, shreds the tires, and vaporizes the control wiring, linking the driver to engine and brakes. The $2 million war truck is suddenly a 40-ton paperweight, stranded on the road. The explosion throws the patrol into panic, exactly the cover the Ukrainians needed. To the Russians, it's a random IED, a terrifying but familiar threat. They have no idea it's a precise move in a larger chess game. Training kicks in. They fire blindly into the smoke-filled industrial park with DSK heavy machine guns, tracers ripping the air. On the command net, frantic voices call an IED, then small arms fire, then a possible secondary explosion near power lines. The tactical picture dissolves into pure chaos, and in that chaos, the Baba Yaga finds its moment. It must take flight now to prepare for the final strike. As it lifts off from the warehouse floor, the Orlan 10 circling high above immediately detects its 150 degrees plus heat signature. To buy time, one FPV decoy is sacrificed. The Ukrainian pilot sends it on a kamikaze run into a high-voltage power line 100 yards away. The resulting electrical explosion produces a massive thermal bloom, a bright, fake heat source that temporarily blinds the Orlan's infrared sensors. It's an act of electronic sacrifice that gives the Baba Yaga 2 critical seconds to vanish into urban clutter. The depot is crippled, but the Russians are not helpless. They respond with a cloud of chaff, tiny metallic strips launch to blind radar, and a panicked call sends an Mi-8 gunship inbound ETA 5 minutes. At 5:44 a.m., the Mi-8 is 80 seconds out. A fresh 10-man Russian patrol is now storming the industrial park and is less than 100 yards away. Inside the Baba Yaga, the battery warning screams 5% remaining. The HUR operatives understand they have a single shot left, and they must take it now. The air is saturated with Russian countermeasures. A glittering cloud of chaff hangs in the sky while the DSK keeps firing. Their defense is formidable, but they're fighting the wrong battle. The Baba Yaga isn't relying on radar. It is using a thermal camera and can pick out the depot's heat signature through the smoke and chaff. Aboard the incoming Mi-8, the pilot stares at his thermal screen in disbelief. His orders are to support ground troops at the depot, yet the display shows a massive heat bloom 2 miles north, the size of a burning tank. It makes no tactical sense, but that confusion is exactly what the Ukrainians intended. To mislead the gunship, the operatives trigger their final surprise, an echo beacon disguised as a bird's nest, planted hours earlier. Suddenly, it screams a massive false heat signature, luring the Mi-8's advanced sensors on a wild chase 2 miles off target. The pilot diverts. It's all the time Baba Yaga needs. The operator gives the final command kamikaze. The Baba Yaga stops hovering and dives at 120 miles per hour. Its onboard AI takes control, making micro-adjustments as tracers cut the sky. It's no longer a drone, it's a 15-pound armor-piercing bullet. The shaped charge detonates against the depot truck, unleashing a jet of molten copper slicing through 8 inches of steel. The result is a catastrophic chain reaction. A 2,000-degree fireball erupts, consuming the depot's entire Lancet arsenal. 5 Russian soldiers are vaporized. The DSK heavy gun falls silent, swallowed by fire. As the shockwave hits, the HUR operatives hear Russian shouts from the new patrol just 8 seconds away. They don't run. Instead, they lift a manhole cover and slip into a pre-dug civilian tunnel, crushing their hacked radio underfoot as they vanish. 70 seconds later, the Mi-8 arrives to find only a crater and a column of black smoke. The hunters are gone, and the bear's claws have been permanently clipped. At 5:45 a.m., the final image from Baba Yaga's camera captures perfect chaos. Surviving Russian soldiers fire blindly into the smoke. The Mi-8, realizing it's been tricked by a decoy beacon, circles helplessly over a burning crater. The arriving 10-man patrol isn't a rescue team, it's cleanup for a battle already lost. The Russians were fighting ghosts. Their truck took 15 seconds to turn. The AI needed only 50 milliseconds to strike. The strategic fallout was instant. A column of black smoke rising 200 feet into the sky became a silent signal of hope to the local resistance in Melitopol and a warning to the front in Zaporizhia. The destruction of the depot crippled Russia's ability to launch over 20 Lancet sorties per week, directly saving Ukrainian soldiers and civilians. The final math tells the story. Ukraine risked a team of 3 men and spent $1,500 on a van, 4 cheap drones, a landmine, and a firework. Russia lost a $2 million depot, 20 Lancet drones worth $700,000, and a strategic advantage worth nearly $20 million in chaos and delays. That's a return on investment that would make Wall Street blush. The lesson from the ashes of Melitopol is brutal. In modern warfare, the priciest weapon doesn't always win the smartest. Trap does. Russia brought a fortress of steel and electronics to the fight. Ukraine defeated it with psychology and a rusty fish truck. Slava Ukraini! What Ukrainian gadget should we analyze next? Tell us in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for the next Operation Breakdown.